Hello everyone, it's Peter here in this special episode. How you doing, guys? Let's switch to the view of the DSLR more than my webcam. And what I want to show you here, I've got two DC motors from the printer I was disassembling just behind me. Have a real look. So just by hand, yes, not we won't be using anything extra special here. You can see that if I will attach my probes, okay, maybe from the top will be easier. Okay, now I will try to turn it. Nothing, I did something wrong. Okay, so it's generating minus, yes? No, not minus. Okay, minus is when I'm reversing, yes? Positive is when I'm turning it one way. Okay, so this is not great, it's up to over 1 volt by hand. Yes, let's check the second one. Okay, so and 2. Oh, I thought this will hold, and I was wrong. So again, so see, it's no wow. Yes, here is the opposite way. Reverse is plus positive, and it's reaching over 2 volts. I don't know what I've done, I was able to go over 4 volts with, I think, this one. Yeah, the connection and the turning is not great. So 2 of them were in one of the printers. I got 2 of those printers, or 3. And I was thinking that, you know, we could do something. Where's my webcam? That we could do some maybe small wind turbine, because to be true, if I could have 6 of them or even 4, they could be connected. Then one propeller would do. If no, we could do smaller propellers, yes, and then make sure it will be charging some batteries, 1650 for instance. All would have to be done would be to control it, to not overcharge, so I would have to build a dummy load. For those who don't know, you can put resistors or some other element, which when the RPMs are growing and it's going into the overcharge, it can turn on the dummy load. Okay, now that's a waste, that's a heat, but at least it doesn't kill your system. So that's what is done. Now you could automate it with some simpler, like at Mega controllers, or with some Raspberry Pi, Arduino, you know, those kind of things. Yes, you can get pre-made solutions online, or you can learn to code it yourself. Now what it is that the cost of electricity is growing, yes, and it grown, the last time I've checked, it was 32 pence 0.7 or something per kilowatt. I remember when the price was about 10-11 and I said, oh, it's not that cheap, and then it became 16 and I'm saying, wow, we're paying dear for the electricity. And yeah, well, here we come, end of 2022, and we've got a 32.7. So I don't know how far it can grow, maybe to 50p per kilowatt. But in that case, you know, if you can produce 1 kilowatt yourself per hour more than you're not producing now, you can save up 24 kilowatts per day, which 24 kilowatts per day, that's over 10 pounds. If that will go up to the 50p, even if it's not that, even if it's 32, oh, that's 32 now. So even if it's 32p, if you can save up 10 kilowatts per day, yes, that's 320. That's not a huge cost. But if you can save up not 10 but 20, that's, you know, that's something which is 6 pounds per day. Then if you will take 6 pounds per day times 10 days, that's 60 pounds, and that's 180 pounds per month. So I would say anything from 10 kilowatts per day, it's something really worth doing. That's my opinion, yes? Sorry for my throat, it's just that I was ill and I didn't record anything. There is a pause in recordings. You don't see it because it's on the weekly, I think, advanced schedule. So yeah, the Christmas Eve was recorded before, so now the first day, 25th, is today, so yay. I won't be saying Merry Christmas because it's, you know, probably some of you don't follow the Christmassy season, so that's okay. But what I want to say is, if we can build these and they will produce us a few hundred kilowatts, if we will have a lot of them, if we can do some solar panels as I have, yes, and if I can save up from some old batteries, some power banks, and if I can do 10 kilowatts per day, which is 3 pounds over per day, let's say 330 to make an easy calculation, then that's 100 pounds saved for our household. So to be true, 5 kilowatts per day for me makes a difference. Yes, if I can use stuff which I didn't pay for, I need to spend only time, get rid of plastic, put to the plastic, metal, put to the metal, as I did with this printer, and then probably screws I won't be binning, but plastic will go to the plastic now, and metal will go to the metal. Glass I will keep because it's quite nice. Piece of glass, yes, so we can do something. And the second one, it's not even sharp, you know, I'm touching it and it's polished on the sides. So that would be a waste. Now if I'll get 2 of them, I will be able to compare, you know, what producing, yes. If that could produce me 5 to 10 watts, then I will know that this one, I need 10 of them to have 50 watts to 100 watts, yes. But I don't know the specification of them, so I don't know, until I won't test it, I won't know it. If they can produce 10 watts, that would be something really nice, because with 10 watts I know I've got 10 of them and I've got 100 watts. So that wouldn't be that bad, yes. If it can't produce that, if it can't produce, let's say, if it will produce me less than 5 watts all the time, then I need to rethink my strategy, because I would love to have something that will generate me at least 500 watts per hour to start with. That's why I've got some solar panels, and that's why I've got these, and I want to make tests what will produce me in total. But my first goal is to produce 500 watts. Yes, if I can produce 500 watts, then that's fine. I've got as well faulty pure sine inverter. I know that there are free schematics online how to build your own, and on PCBways in projects Excuse me, I need to make a pause. And on PCBWays I found as well pure sine wave inverter project, which it's not in English, it's nor in Polish, so for me, will be more difficult to understand it, but I've seen other online as well projects, and transformer in that pure sine inverter is good. It's a toroidal, big, huge transformer. There are good MOSFETs which I could use for sure. So now the controller, yes, the only controller. So as long as I will understand how to build a controller for pure sine wave inverter, then yay, happy days. Even if my homemade will have efficiency of about 80 to 90%, that's a good gain. Of course, it's not a shop one, so the gain will be worse. The loss will be bigger. But as long as I can keep something with a low budget cost, let's say if I won't spend more than like 50 to 100 pounds, and I can save within 1 month 50 to 100 pounds, after 1 month my cost is nada, nothing. So that's my goal, yes. And then if my cost will be zero, because I've spent 100 pounds about on solar panels, then in the next month I will pay off stuff which I will use to build everything now. So in 2 months, if I can pay off everything, that's me. I don't have a cost anymore, so everything I have is a gain. So from then on I would plan to increase and rebuild, redesign everything, and to reach the level that maybe I'm not self-sustainable at home, because I don't believe that will be that easy. Yes, it's Scotland, so it's a great amount of wind, but there are challenges as well. Yes, and plus I'm starting to learn those things, which I know general idea about electronics. But the goal is, to reach a level of about 5 to 10 kilowatts. If I can produce something like that, then the sustainability of our own electricity is more than achievable. The biggest problem in our house is that we use a shower. That's a problem because shower is electric. We don't have a regular boilery type of like a capacitor, yes, which accumulate hot water. It's heated and then stored over there, yes, like a storage. It's only the current heater which is the most dearest, because that's about 10 kilowatts. So yes, if I could, I would have, but it's not our house, it's rented. So we can still use if we would want, yes, it's not a problem, that's why we're using electric, but we could still use boiler heater, our boiler, which is combi boiler it's called, and we can pour into the bathtub and then wash. I don't like it, but I prefer shower. But that's another way of not using the electricity as of shower, yes, because that's the one way to go. The next thing what we're using, we stopped using the kettle. We use it occasionally, but we try not to use it. We use microwave. It's not always, it's not for everything, but it's sometimes used, yes, so that's the way to go. Now Hoover use quite a bit of electricity as well, and when my wife is doing something with a mixer, probably mixer will take quite a bit of energy. The rest of the energy is not that bad, yes. These are electronic devices, and you can use battery banks, and you can use those battery banks to sustain the house. Now I don't like how those LED bulbs are made, because they are made on the high frequency module, which doesn't help to those LEDs. They are used, you know, to their maximum. That's why they are failing. So if I would do my own system as I'm planning, I maybe, I'm not saying I will, but I maybe would test some diodes to see which diodes are the most efficient. So that means which diodes I could use to not use 100% of their power, and then run them across the house, and then make a buffer, like a battery bank, yes, every so often, and then use those banks to maybe supply them. And that would require extra cable, but for the LEDs, you know, you don't need a lot of current or a lot of voltage. So I got my old even UTP-5E cable, which is lying, you know, I received that for free. Usually I was buying, you know, like 305 meters. Now I don't need it anymore, so I don't buy it, but I received the last one and I still have it. So if I would provide the power supply for those, then part of the lighting in our house would be solved by that. Only I would have to check, you know, how it is working. So in 2023 we will have quite a few projects if I will find only time for them. The first project will be to produce some current at home. Oh, at home, you know, at our premises. That's the first for most. And then we will see how much time I will have during the year, so that we can do something more. No promises, but let's fingers crossed will be more than that. Yes, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a great time. The recording date is 25th, no, it's 13th of December 2022. The release date is 25th of the December. So for those who are watching on the Christmassy period and are into those things, Merry Christmas to you guys. And for everyone else, thank you for watching. If you did like, here's likes to use, or for subscription. And see you in the next video. If possible, let's fix them all. Take care guys, bye bye.